He's so handsome. The Walking Dead has returned, and it turns out that the whole reason Alexandria hasn't had any real walker issues is that all the walkers are self-hoarded into a nearby quarry, which is the centerpiece and one of the many highlights of the Season 6 premiere. First time again. This is probably one of the top episodes of the show, my opinion. Again, this is all my opinion. You can agree with me, which is correct, or you can disagree with me and be wrong. It's up to you. It's all up to my opinion. So Season 6, it does the cutaway where it intersperses the current action to the memory, which is in black and white, which I love. I wish they would do that for all of the flashbacky stuff they do. Do all the flashbacks in black and white. I love the black and white. It adds another element to it, which I really enjoy. The premiere deals with the immediate aftermath of Rick capping crazy Porch Stick Pete and Morgan coming up. Rick's character continues to evolve and continues to do everything to protect his people to the point where he is frightening. And he is frightening. If I was in the zombie apocalypse and I was on Rick's team, I would do everything he told me to do exactly when he told me to do it and how. You've got to be a straight up dummy to go against Rick at this stage in the show. Even if his plans aren't great, the zombie plan, okay. So herding them all out of the quarry, I'm going to say probably logistically the best thing to do. And I know that there have been multiple folks on multiple sites and in my Facebook chat that I host with my friends, like, oh, they should have just burned all the walkers. Okay. So okay, let's go with that plan. Logistically, how do you incinerate 60,000 zombies in an open-air quarry? Oh, I don't know. The other nitpicky things that I kept hearing about were the helium balloons. And where I come up with the helium balloon answer is this. They're in a new housing development. So if you've ever been to an open house, like a big one like that, they're going to have balloons and stuff hanging on the mailboxes and blah, 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 blah. It's only been 2 years since the outbreak-ish, a couple of years, 2-3 years, so helium keeps a long-ass time. So that's my justification for the helium balloons they use to line the thing. The other logistical parts that I have questions about, it's a TV show. It's a TV show about zombies. So before we get all hung up on the little tiny details, let's just take a step back and enjoy it for what it is. Zombie apocalypse show. It's got really good character development. It's got some great practical effects. It's got some interesting story stuff. Let me get back to the story stuff that happened. So we meet Carter, who has decided that Rick is a terrible leader, and he's taken it back. He's taken back Alexandria for the people. He's not very good at plotting. And because of Eugene's clumsiness and Carter's inability to set a watch, Rick catches him plotting to get rid of him, which is my favorite scene in the premiere, is when Rick catches Carter conspiring, quickly disarms him and explains to him the folly of his ways. I love that scene. It's a fantastic scene. My favorite of the episode. Eugene is back, and he has two of the best lines in the whole premiere. Or they're in reference to him. One is the girl who had a head injury who seems to be okay. Glad that nothing happened to Eugene's hair. And then Eugene respecting the hair game of a new character, Heath, who's a big deal in the comic. I don't read the comic. I know the storylines of the comic because I have internet access. But I'm watching the show. I'm not reading the comic. Some people really like their chocolate and their peanut butter together. I don't. So I'm in the show. That's what I'm watching. I'm not worried about the books. So they got the plan. They're gonna move all the zombies out, and it's going real good. Carter, who came around to the error of his ways and is now Team Rick, stops paying attention in the zombie apocalypse and shakes off his mortal coil, thanks to Rick, who mercifully puts an end to Carter as to not ruin the whole getting rid of the 60,000 zombies strong herd, much to the chagrin of Morgan and Michonne, who at this stage, Michonne, I don't know why she would doubt Rick. I don't know why she... If you can hear cheering in the background, the Cubs are on, and that's probably my wife. Go Cubs, go. I don't know why Michonne would doubt Rick at this point, considering he's gotten everybody to relative safety. I don't know. But okay. It's a television show. The writers are going to write and make choices. Good or bad, they're choices. So, and then there's what to me it sounded like a tornado siren or some big truck whistle that suddenly destroys everything the group has worked for as the herd is now descending upon Alexandria. In terms of the history of the show, the premiere is some of the best television ever. I love the premiere. The premiere of The Walking Dead is magic. The episode where it reveals that Sophia was in the barn is one of my favorite episodes. The descent of Shane and all of that jazz. And then this episode, I think it was super strong. The ratings were down. That doesn't matter. It's still 14 million people. The show is still strong. The show is still good. It's fantastic. If you're not watching The Walking Dead, you're making a terrible error in your TV habits. So I would say check it out for sure. It's a great episode. It was 5 stumbling, flesh-eating monsters out of 5. I definitely recommend it. The only other television shows I watched were Flash and Supernatural. Both premieres were kind of blah. But I'll get into that another time. Maybe Friday. I don't know. Anything could happen. So that's my summation. If you can, or if you haven't checked out the premiere, check out the premiere. All the past seasons are on Netflix. Don't be a cheap chucklehead. Get Netflix. Watch all the seasons. It's a great show. Like my review, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell all your friends about it. Because that's what we do. And you're not going to take my podcast away from me or Michonne or Daryl or anyone else. So until next time, Internet, don't eat the yellow snow.